Kajang. So, hello everyone. This is the old man. A few years ago, when I decided to get back to playing the guitar, specifically the electric guitar, I got an idea. I said, why don't I try to design my own guitar? I design buildings for a living. So I said, maybe it's a good idea to design my own guitar. Maybe provide some innovations or things that I like about the guitar, and then put it into my ideal electric guitar. So I started with a sketch, and this was the sketch. However, as I kept on thinking about it, I had a problem. The problem was I wasn't quite sure if my first sketch, this one, looked too much like this one. This one is the Saint Vincent. It's uh, it's a guitar by Music Man. So it came out more or less about the same time. So I wasn't quite sure if I saw it in a video and then somehow I didn't know, and then it filtered down to me that it filtered down to becoming my design. So I wasn't sure if I was subconsciously or unconsciously copying that particular design. So I said, maybe I shouldn't go ahead with this, because like maybe I didn't my idea, even if I thought it was original, it was actually a subconscious copy of the other guitar. But after some thinking, I said, well, let's just go ahead with it and see how far it goes, and see if it's too much before implementation, before it's too much of a if it looks too much like a copy, then we just drop it. So to begin the design process after the sketch, I first got a drawing of this very popular guitar. Now, if you notice, I use that as a basis because of scale lengths and things like that, which at that point in time I wasn't very familiar with. So I said, just to make things a little bit easier, I said, why don't I just pattern my design after an existing guitar? So I got this and drew over the the existing design, and I said, so that at least the scale length will be the same. So that's what I did. So that's the result. The lines in red are the ones that are my design. So I said no curves, because curves were harder to do out of a block of wood, and maybe my guitar will be more, how do you say it, earth friendly or environment friendly, because you don't spend so much energy creating those curves and polishing those curves, so they're flat. You just cut them and then you're almost done. So that's how it went. So I said, okay, that's more or less my idea, and then I ported that idea over to SketchUp. SketchUp is a 3D program where you can basically sketch out your idea in 3 dimensions. So that's what I did, and that's the sketch. After that, using the same template, I ported that over to CAD, computer aided drafting, and I made a full scale pattern out of it. So basically, I just got the right dimensions on a 1:1 scale, ported it over to A3 paper, and then the A3 paper, I taped them together to make the body. So I said, that's going to be the pattern. Whoever the luthier will be, who will fabricate this, will at least have an idea how the front and the back is gonna turn out. So I found a luthier, and then I brought the pattern. I brought the pickups. I brought some of the hardware, and the rest were the rest of the hardware I bought from them. So specifically, with the pattern came pickups. So I went to a uh, music store here that sold pickups. I didn't know which one to put, so I just looked around. I just asked for whatever Seymour Duncan pickups they had. So they had several. And then on my phone, I would Google those pickups, and then I would get my headset and listen to samples, and then based on that exercise, I was able to choose what I wanted for the neck and what I wanted for the bridge based on what I heard in my headset through my phone, uh, listening to sound samples of these pickups. I bucked the common trend of, oh, this, to get that PAF sound, you gotta match this one with this one. So I said, no, let's, for one, they weren't available. So I just got what was there, and I looked for the ones that sounded the best to me, and then I brought them. And then I bought my own tuners. They were Wilkinson tuners. And then that's about it. And then the rest, the luthier supplied. So I went to my luthier. I brought my pattern, my pickups, my tuners. And then we took some time discussing the concept that it was going to be like angular. So my inspirations there were this one and this one. So if it's sleek, it's um, modern, it's sleek, it doesn't have any pointy edges so that I don't break them, or if I hit those edges clumsily in walls or corners or things like that. So I said okay, and then I said let's make it all black. So let's make it like a stealth guitar. So that was the concept. And then I had an idea about the controls. So I said, okay, one, let's have coil split. So we can have humbucker sound and single coil sounds. And then the next concept I had was, let's not do a toggle switch for the pickup selection. Let's do a blend control so that you can have neck pickup and then both pickups and then bridge pickup. But instead of having three switches, you can blend like your 25% neck and then 75% bridge, or various variations of the tone. I said, okay, that seems to be a good idea because I don't commonly see blend controls in pickups. So okay, so I left it with them, and then these are the photos that they sent me while the guitar was being built. So it's this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. So it was doing fine. If you see, the body was made of ash, and then I'm not quite sure of the neck, what wood was used, but I specified that I wanted an ebony fingerboard and simple dot inlays and luminlay, or those luminous dots on the top of the neck. So the end result is this. So here, that's it. The arrangement, the linear arrangement of the tone and volume controls for mine. The two toggles down here are the coil split. Up is split, down is humbucker. There, and then Wilkinson bridge and trim system to Seymour Duncan. This is a jazz bridge, and this is a Saturday night special neck. And then I wanted a reverse headstock that had like this angular thing, like very much like the Batmobile and the Stealth Fighter. And then again, Wilkinson tuners and bolt on, and these three springs and the control cavity over here. So for one, you can see that this is the comfort cut for the arm, so that simulates the things that those strats have. This is just a embellishment. And then down there, so that we will not have problems with the controls, I've made a flat surface so that all the controls will be in a flat area, not in a mound. And then it has its own belly cut, again angular. And I said the corners, we need to like sand that down a bit, not really round it off, but sand it a bit so it's not so sharp. And then the finish is like this satin black. This one is well, it's in between the traditional and the fast necks of Ibanez. So it's like somewhere between both. Not too fat, but not too slim also. But now, from my experience, I did this like a few years ago. So for now, this is a little. If I'm used to like the traditional necks, this is a little thin to me, but still okay. Okay. So I need to because I just realized that in doing these videos, I can't play this while I talk to you because like you can't see the guitar when I'm talking. So I have to go back and forth, and then what I did was I did the playing first and then the talking later, so we can just switch between because it's like very difficult to like show you this and at the same time talk to you. When I got it after I guess 6 months, That's a little long, but I said, "Don't hurry. I'm not in a hurry." And then just do it right, and then they will send me pictures. So I got it, and it's okay. It's almost everything it's everything I specified. In fairness to them, but is it a good design? So for one, I like the design. I mean, it's the first time I guess you've seen something like this. Now, uh, I'm gonna have some samples. I don't know where I'm going to put them in this video, but I um, I have a Marshall Code 25. It's not the best modeling amp, but it'll do for our purpose. So I got most of the tones I wanted. There's some humbucker here. There's some single coil sounds here. So it'll be up to you to judge if the tones are good or not. Now, the more important part here is what are my comments? What are my criticisms or critiques of this particular guitar? First is that the lumen lay you can barely see is almost useless. I should have just placed white dots, and maybe I'm gonna do that at some point in time. I'm not it. I can barely see, and then you like to have to shine a flashlight and things like that. So maybe it was a better idea if I just take them out and put just really white dots. The workmanship is superb. Uh, to give credit to the luthier. The original of this one it didn't have this pickup rings, so it just the pickup was just bolted down to the body. I was the one who installed the pickup ring so I could adjust the height. So one major, not really major, but one mistake I made is the trem bar, the bridge is F spaced, and the pickups aren't. So if you look here, the string is beyond the pickup stud already. Yeah. So my bridge is this bridge is wider than the pickups. So here you can see that the string is right over the stud, the pickup stud. there. While this one here, you can see it's beyond the pickup stud already. Okay, so that was a mistake. I didn't realize that the trem was F spaced. F spaced pickups and bridges are a little further apart, string wise, rather than the traditional pickups. So pickups are traditional, the bridge is F spaced, so we have that problem. Second, originally the blend control was here, so I transferred it here, and I'm going to show you a sample if switching between one position or another is going to work. So I don't know. You. That's up to you to decide. But for me, in hindsight, this the toggles of the Gibsons, which are here, that's very useful, and it's very useful when you want to switch. Now, some of the better guitar players, when they have the five-way switch of the Strat here, they also learn how to play with it and all the knobs and things. Um, that blend control is a nice idea, but for me, I think it's going to take some time to get used to it when you want to switch from one pickup setting to another. It's not going to be the easiest. And here I'm demoing that pickup switch from neck to bridge. So not the easiest thing in the world to do. Okay. So now, um, am I happy with this? Yes. And it's my own personal design, and I play it. I played when this came. I played it for quite some time, and then when the other guitars came, I still play it. So it's not a favorite, but it's not also something that I've left behind. Um, yeah, it still stands for some improvements. I think I'd like to change the markers, which you can barely see here, there, this one, to white ones, so that it'll be easier. And then I guess that's it. It's more of familiarity. So again, I made a comparison. Let's say you have two single coils. In the traditional guitar world, that would be a Telecaster. So I have that comparison here. This is this one in two single coils together, and then that's this one. And then we have a Telecaster with both coils open on this one. So looking back, having my own design, was it a good idea? Well, yes, because there was a lot of stuff I learned from here, and this is it's not a Gibson, it's not a Les Paul, it's not a Strat, so it's somewhere in between, and more or less it can approximate those sounds. But here's the thing, I guess for Les Pauls, maybe it can approximate because Les Pauls are basically two humbuckers. Maybe, and this is two humbuckers, so maybe we can more or less dial that in. But for Strats, not really. Telecasters, well, you just saw the clip. Approximate is the correct word. To get it exact, then get a Telecaster. Now, in hindsight, it was a good idea to just for fun to do my own little guitar. But for the amount of money I spent on doing all of this, you could have bought a good second-hand US or Japan made guitar, or you could have bought a surely you could have bought a brand new Asian version of a guitar. So maybe Squires and Epiphones. So if you guys are thinking about like making your own guitar and to start out because you can economize or you can save, I don't think that's a good idea. So you might as well buy good brands that are used, or buy uh, mid-range brands that are brand new, and that's going to work. Next is that it's really a much better idea to try the guitars out if possible, because that's really the best way to test them. The the more shall we say experienced guitarists in YouTube will tell you go there and play the guitar without 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 an amplifier and see how well it rings out, and then that's going to tell you that it's a good guitar or not good. So that's it. In conclusion, yeah, not a bad idea. I like it. And going back to the original problem, I'm not exactly sure that this one looks like this one. So I think I was successful in. I did not intentionally make it different. It just turned out that way. So I'm happy it did, because it shows that I wasn't copying. Now, certain ideas I had, like the blend control, maybe not so much a good idea. Only time will tell, and a lot of playing. But yeah, so it's nice. I have my own personal design. Of course, in these times, I doubt if I'll set foot on a stage and show off my unknown looking guitar to make it to differentiate itself from the rest of the guitars. But that's it. But financially, it's not a good idea. You might as well just buy something off the shelf. And it's there's less thinking. All you need to do is to be the guitarist you are, which is basically sit down and play the guitar. And then once you like the sound, pick it up and go to the counter and buy it. Okay, so that's it for this story. Um, I hope you found it interesting and you got a few things from it. And I hope to see you on the next video. Bye, guys.